Hello, welcome to this short video on the healthy leadership rhythm. We're going to look at the doing of leadership, but the doing of leadership nested within principles and values. We'll establish a consistency of that leadership so we can then see where some gaps are that growth and development might be required. Provide a structure to leadership so that it can be seen, recognised, visible and has purpose and meaning. And then discuss the relevance and importance to teams and individuals. The care support pyramid are 4 dimensions that, if we pay attention to, make a big difference to people's experience at work. Hygiene factors are that relentless attention to improving working conditions, a real pride in getting some of those basic things right for our people. Healthy leadership is the building of effective teams, where leadership is visible, inclusive, where that relationship between the employee and line manager is healthy and constructive, and where we believe everyone has potential and will coach people to achieve that potential. Self-care and well-being, where we create a climate where some days it's okay not to be okay. We will be supported, helped and compassionately treated. We won't be seen as being weak if we start to struggle. We won't be seen as unprofessional if we spend some time and effort looking after ourselves. It's important and it's not selfish, it's selfless to look after yourself. Look after yourself so that you are fit and able to look after others. And if we do struggle over a prolonged period of time, if we do notice colleagues who are distressed, then having the security and the safety of good referral and intervention services so that people can step in, support, help and guide our people. Let's take out healthy leadership. Let's take out the healthy leadership element of the care support pyramid and look at what healthy leadership rhythm might offer us. So where is leadership heading? There are so many leadership ideas, models and principles. Transformational leadership, exemplary leadership, collaborative systems, coaching, healthcare model frameworks, compassionate leadership, inclusive. We could go on. There are many. Which one's right? Maybe we don't need to pick one that's right. Maybe we just need to find things that are useful that align to our values and principles and leadership and actually support us in getting the things done that the team values and think is important. So whether it be the healthcare leadership model, whether it be a faculty of medical leadership and management model, whether it's coaching as approach to leadership, the RCN exemplary leadership model that they use, or compassionate and inclusive leadership from the King's Fund, or even local ones in your organisation, find what's useful and make sure that aligns to your principles, values and the impact you're having on the team. So if we have some competencies in our technical work, if our technical rhythm and our clinical rhythm has competencies that give us confidence to develop and care, then what would be the competencies in leadership and how can we develop those competencies to give us confidence in our leadership? So let's go through the leadership rhythm. The leadership rhythm which can be used during a day, the leadership rhythm that can be used during a shift, a project perhaps, or a longer term goal and objective. These are the actions, the domains of doing stuff, and if they're nested in the right culture and the right principles and ideas of leadership, will show a consistent approach that gets things done. So, a competency that leaders might require might be the ability to build the team. So, on a day-to-day basis, and if we take the example of a clinical shift, when that clinical shift starts and people come together, there might be strangers in the room. How does the person who's supervising that day in only a few minutes build the team? But for bigger examples, how do people build teams over a long period of time? So building the team is a leadership competency. Once we have the team in place, we need to align the team to shared goals and objectives. We need to be able to make decisions, co-create as a team, brief each other, and be clear on what's expected. We need to take care of the hygiene factors so that people are looked after during the day. Not as a busy clinical shift that people get breaks, but in bigger terms, the environment we work in, the technology we need to do a good job, the resources required for us to be at our best. The 5 questions are checking in approach where we look out and connect with our people to make sure they know they're cared for and that we're interested in what's happening to them and their experience. Quality. Our leadership role is to make sure that we deliver high quality compassionate care. But we could use the dimensions of quality care to help look after our people as well. To deliver high quality, compassionate care, we need to make sure that our care is safe, effective, efficient, and a good experience. Let's use those dimensions of quality to look after our people. Is it safe for our people to be here? Safe physically, safe psychologically? Are they effective? And for that, they need to have resources, be competent, well trained. Are they efficient, especially with their time, which is so valuable? Is it a good experience to work here? Those same values of quality that we deploy to measure our output against patient care, we can use to look after our people. Performance. It's really important that we pay attention to performance. The team has a task, the individual have tasks, and knowing what's expected of the team, knowing what's expected of the individual, the ability to offer feedback and the ability to keep on growing is really important. Human beings in the workplace. We need to understand what happens when we put human beings in the workplace, as we redesign work, as we task people, as people become tired. Human factors are a really important part of understanding for our leadership. Tomorrow's team is absent, it's not here. Next week's team is absent, and the team of the future is absent. But maybe by the actions of today, we're starting to build the team of tomorrow. How we treat each other today gets our reputation. How we treat each other today sets in place our behaviours, our functions, and our expectations of each other in the future. So building the absent team, building the team of the future might be through the actions of today. Self-care and referral interventions. Well, we know how to make observations in our clinical work of our patients. We take observations of our patients because we want to know if they're stable, improving, or deteriorating. We do that through blood pressure, oxygen saturations, temperature, etc. How would we take observations of the team? How do we know if the team are improving, stable, or deteriorating? Key leadership skills. Debriefing at the end of a meeting, at the end of a shift, at the end of a project. Continuously learning. Every day we can learn things, and making debriefing a regular structured event is really important. And then the final bit of our leadership rhythm is for leaders to make sure that their people get home safe, that they're not carrying stress and anxiety that gets in the way of them resting and recovering well. That part of our role in terms of leadership is not just what happens in the organisation day by day, but how we get our people home in a state that they can rest, recover well, and come back charged, ready to do it all again. So while the example of a ward shift is really straightforward in terms of the leadership rhythm, it could be a meeting, building the team, connecting the team together at the beginning of a meeting, making sure we're aligned to the same objectives, taking care of some of the hygiene factors of that meeting, making sure we learn lessons for the meeting. How did that meeting go? What lessons can we learn? How do we do that meeting better next time? Lessons from a project, a healthy leadership rhythm when it comes to a project which may last a period of time, or healthy leadership rhythm as a long-term goal. Arguably, build the team might be every leader's starting position. So even if you're a new chief exec taking over an organisation, perhaps one of your early tasks is, how do I build a team of executives? So making sure that we balance our clinical and technical competencies with our healthy leadership rhythm, making it an and position between these two domains makes the experience of work much better. Thank you for listening to the Healthy Leadership Rhythm. If you'd like more information and you'd like to copy these slides or further documentation, please don't hesitate to give me an email. Thanks very much.